A podcast can revolutionize your business, and those of you who already have podcasts know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's dive into the basics of what exactly a podcast can do for you and your company, and we'll even talk a little bit about finding your audience.
Welcome to the Podcast Fast Track, where we get you on the fast track to podcasting success with actionable tips and strategies to improve your show and your business. I'm your host, Aaron Green, CEO at podcastfasttrack.com, a full-service podcast production company serving the industry since 2013. All right, let's dive in. All right, let's start at the beginning. Why podcasting? Why not a blog or a newsletter or a book? Well, realistically, in this day and age, people's attention span is going down, and frankly, we don't have that much time in our day to devote to everything that we want to do or learn. That's where a podcast comes in. It's very easy to download it, listen to it on your ride to work or at the gym. It's an easy way to get information flowing into your life without having to carve out hours to read a book or browse the web. And studies are showing that you can retain information just as well from listening to the content as you can from reading it. So that puts us in a great position to reach our audience through podcasting. When you hang out with someone for a while, you get to know their little quirks, the things that make them unique, their sense of humor, their way of thinking of the world. You get very comfortable with them. People can get comfortable with you through a podcast. If they're listening to you daily or weekly, they're picking up on those little quirks, those little things that make you unique, those unique angles from which you look at the world. And they're becoming comfortable with you to the point where you might be able to build yourself into a thought leader in their minds. Let's say you clean carpets for a living, and you have a podcast about carpets, the different kinds, the different styles, what they're made of, how they can enhance our life, how they can turn a drab space into something comforting and home-like. And let's say one of your listeners needs a new carpet. Who do you think they're going to think of? Well, they might very well think of you because you're top of mind, which means you've been in their life multiple times talking about a certain subject. That's why you see the same ad for a certain product all over the place. You might see it on television, you might see it online, you might see it on a billboard. They're trying to get into your mind, become top of mind, so that when you need that service, they're the first company you think of. That's what podcasting can do for your business. But podcasting goes far beyond that. Podcasting gives value. Those advertisements we see don't give value in and of themselves. The service might be valuable, but the ad is not. That's what makes podcasting unique. You can put yourself out there to stay top of mind to your target audience while giving them beneficial, actionable advice that they can take into their life. Whether that's training, in the carpet example, whether that's training of how to find a good deal on carpet, or how to know a fake Persian rug from a real Persian rug, or to use a different example, maybe you're a business consultant and you're hoping to get new clients. You can bring value to your business community by teaching and mentoring people through your podcast, so that they see you as the go-to expert in your field, so that if they ever need consulting for their business, you're the first one they think of. So, as you're thinking about starting a podcast, or maybe you already have a podcast, dig in deep to what you want the end goal to be. Do you want people to subscribe to a service you have, to hire you, or do you want them to buy something from you? Then, you need to think of that target customer and think of what do they need in that area. If it's someone looking to buy a carpet or a rug, they might need to know where to get that type of stuff. They might need to know what to look for, what to avoid. If someone's wanting to buy an exercise bike, they might like comparisons between all the different models and what makes them suitable for their particular life. See where I'm going with this? So take a few minutes to sit down and outline your target customer. What do they like? What do they dislike? What are the needs that they have that you can meet? What are your specific talents and skills that can be instrumental in their life? Do you have years of experience in that certain field, and can you come alongside them to mentor them? Can you help them learn what not to do and how to avoid the mistakes that you've made? Like this. I just bought new carpet for my house and had it installed, and I got ripped off. And here's what I learned, and here's how you can keep from getting ripped off as well. You're not selling them anything when you're doing that. You're giving them information, you're bettering their life, you're helping meet a need. And then hopefully, when they do need carpet, they think of your carpet shop. So I hope you see how powerful podcasting can be for your business and the way people see you in your industry. So get out there, start making those lists, figure out how you're going to meet needs, and start bringing value. Thanks for joining me on this episode of the Podcast Fast Track. To see all tips and tricks from past episodes, go to podcastfasttrack.com/podcast. If you have a specific question, you can reach me at aaron@podcastfasttrack.com or on any social platform. Just search for Podcast Fast Track. Until next time, keep it on the fast track.